Hello and welcome to the Tech Sherpa Show, episode 45. Today is Tuesday, May 6th, and my name is Matt.
I'm Jake. We want to remind everyone if there's questions not addressed in today's show, please visit techsherpas.org and we'll answer them in the next show.
Thanks for all the questions, and you can find all of our previous shows at archives.techsherpas.org.
This week we're going to be discussing...
Yeah, we're going to move that one because we're going to update this one. Matt's going to start off this week with talking about the Chromecast and how we can use that as a presenter. Now, we use the Chromecast right now in our high school. Like, we have a TV like in the lobby, right?
Yep.
And so we use that. We want to be able to send that. So we have a Google presentation that we're using. And then right now we're sending up actually acceptance notifications for different students who've been accepted to colleges. So you get a Chromecast. What is a Chromecast? How does it work?
All right, so here's a Chromecast, as you can see in the box. Basically what it does is it's like a wireless way to broadcast from a computer or any other device.
How much does it cost?
About $35.
$35, okay. So it's got HDMI in the end, right?
Yep, so what you're going to need to do is you're going to need an adapter like this, which is basically just an HDMI on both sides. One's an input, one's an output. You need to plug it in.
Now, do you have to have that? I don't think you have to have that, right? We wanted, because why? Do you remember why we were using that where we are in the lobby? Do you remember why? Well, we're actually, it's in the lobby of the high school, and because the Chromecast is so little and pocketable, we were a little bit nervous about kids reaching up and maybe grabbing it off the side of the TV. So by using the extension cable there, it's like it's $5 from mono price, so not very expensive. We could kind of tuck it up in the ceiling so nobody would be able to grab it easily.
All right, and from here, this side, you're going to want to plug into the back of your TV for where this is going to be broadcast. But you still need a place to power your Chromecast, so what you're going to need to do is here, you can have plug this side in, and on the other side you have a USB. Now this can just plug into the TV as well, so you have this round loop. And this is all you need. From here, you're going to want to go into your laptop or other device, and you're going to need two extensions for Chrome. The first one you're going to need is called Caffeine. And basically what that does is it keeps your computer from going to sleep, so it'll always be broadcasting continuously. And the other one you need is called, I think it's called Chromecast.
Yeah, it's Google Cast.
Yeah, Google Cast. And basically all you need to do is once you have those installed, you're going to want to enable Caffeine. And then just open this, and it should already be connected. So you just click Lobby, or whatever shows up for you. It's going to be different for everybody. It should be enabled. So now you can see that even though this computer isn't connected, it's still broadcasting.
Okay, so that's a Chromebook, right?
Yep.
So we're connecting that, we're using that wirelessly. Now we've already attached the Wi-Fi to that Chromecast, right?
Yep.
So we've already connected, so it's going through. So now at this point, if I wanted to update that slideshow, I could cast it again, and it would automatically be updated, right?
Yep.
Exactly. Very good. What about now? This other thing that's a little bit unique with presentations, right? They have their own built-in ability to cast. So let's show that here. We'll do a screen share here. Okay, so here is the same thing I mentioned here. This is actually a template that we put onto our show notes. So if anybody's interested in grabbing a copy of this, what this is we have these running through with our different students and congratulating them for being accepted to different universities and so forth. So we have a template here. We just go through and copy it and put different pictures in here for each student. One thing that just came out very recently was in Google Presentation, I can click up here and present and actually present to another device directly. So I actually present to that Chromecast right from the presentation. And now it's presenting. And if I actually looked back, let me switch off screen share for a second here. And I go back to present it again. We'll actually see we are presenting back to this TV now. We have the Chromecast set up to it. So we're using right here, we're actually on a Mac, and that's presenting out, so that's broadcasting out to our Wi-Fi access point, which is connected to the Chromecast, which is connected to the TV. So pretty simple. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Let's turn that back off. We'll get back on track here. All right. The other question, we have two more questions. One, Jake's going to field for us, but I'm going to actually do the next one here. And this question was from Tanya. The question was, what does Google do with the data in a Google Apps for Education domain? There's been a lot of talk recently, you know, the big kind of scary thing you hear the terminology, big data. What does that mean and what they do with that? The idea is that different companies like Google, like Facebook, like Microsoft, like Apple even, are collecting your data, and then what happens with this? Well, Google just released a note, and I'll read this right off the official Google Enterprise blog. It talks about specifically about Google protecting students with Google Apps for Education. So today, this is from Google, a quote from them. Today we're taking additional steps to enhance the educational experience for apps for education consumers. We've permanently removed the enable, disable toggle for ads. Now, you've always had the ability to turn off ads in Google Apps for Education, but now they've made it so that you can't even turn them on. Administrators no longer have the option or the ability to turn ads on in these services. And they've also permanently removed all ad scanning in Gmail for apps for education, which means Google cannot collect or use student data in apps for education services for advertising purposes. Now, the bigger question there is, so what, right? So they're not going to scan your email for advertising purposes. We've known for a long time Google does this. And in effect, every time you have an email, a computer has to scan it. Otherwise, you'd be loaded with spam. Any time that you have an email coming in or going forth, there is a computer. It doesn't mean somebody, a person is reading those emails or information. It means that there's a computer scanning through. So if you look at the terms of services, they have to have that kind of stuff. We're seeing now companies like Google or like Facebook, which are really kind of expanding their reach now beyond just you know, offering you services, and the idea is that you get more targeted ads. I had a friend of mine recently that had an ad pop up when they were visiting an eBay page, and then the ad popped up, and they, you know, on a completely different site, and said, you know, it was connected. And how'd that happen? Well, that information is following you. And the real question is that valuable or not? Is the fact that these ads are targeted to you more beneficial than kind of that creepy factor? Because of course, you know, the creepy factor is like, oh, I don't want them knowing about this stuff. But at the same time, we're going to get the ads anyway, right? We're going to see ads no matter what we do. Either, you know, we see TV ads, we see web ads. Now they're very blanketed. They're just kind of broadcast out there to everybody to watch. Well, in this case, they're actually targeted to what your interests are. And the question is whether or not that trade-off is worth it or not. I personally think it is, and I think that we all should be educated about that and be very clear and understand what it is that we're trading off, what we're giving up, and what we're getting for that. But as long as our students understand that and we understand that, then that's kind of where we're at, the world we are in today. So the other question we've been asked, let's see here. This was by Joan, and where will the Tech Sherpas be working this summer? And so I'm going to let Jake handle this one. And where can we find that information? And go ahead, Jake, and talk to us about where we're going to be.
Over the summer, the first place we're going to be is around June 23rd and through the 27th. We're going to be there all week at Thomas College in Maine. And then,
how would I find out more information about where I was?
For that, you can go to learneverywhere.org. That is right on the techsherpas.org webpage. July 22nd to the 25th, we're going to be in Boston for the Building Learning Communities Conference. And you can see more about that at novemberlearning.com. And the 14th and the 15th of August, we're going to be at the Maine Google Education Summit at Yarmouth. And for more information about that, you can go to me.gaffeysummit.com.
Awesome, excellent. So we've got a lot of stuff lined up. I'm sure we'll add more as the summer comes along, get closer, the end of the school year. We always get asked to go to a lot of places and do workshops and so forth. So we're going to take us out, Matt.
Well, thank you to everybody who joined us today. Join us next week. We'll answer more of your questions.